G'day and welcome to A Down Under Yarn. I'm your host Fiona, also known as Fifykins. If you find someone on these tubes called Fifykins, it's probably me. Today is Thursday, the 13th of August. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since I last chatted, and I've got a little bit to show you. I do actually have my can show results here, so I will get onto that. It's been, hey Ninja, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. Yeah, Ninja says hello. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I had a weekend in Brisbane and for some training, campaign training, which was really interesting. I'm grateful that that was all paid for me. Yeah, okay, off you go, off you go. Where's your bone? Where's your bone? Go find your bone. Go find your bone. Anyway, so that was good, except I have misplaced my jumper, multicoloured jumper. I haven't actually rung the hotel I was staying at yet, because I only realised that this morning when I went to grab it. And yeah, anyway, this weekend I'm off to Melbourne. My hair is blending in with the background. I'm sorry, I'm down here because Mimmel's on nights and I didn't want to be up on the deck in case I disturbed him. So it means you get me sitting down on my lawn downstairs. You can see my coffee tree in the background, my passion fruit vine, lots of weeds that side. Ninja! And then just getting in amongst the, where are we, the bok choy, there we are. And behind us there, you can see the turmeric has died down for the season, and the ginger is that side. And that's finished flowering, so that will die down soon as well. So I'll probably harvest some of that and use it in cooking and in teas and things like that. Anyway, so it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I'm still in ongoing therapy, and will be for a while. Which is good, because it does help you see things from different perspectives. I've had a rough time with a group of people I thought were friends. It's really weird to suddenly be blocked by someone and for them not to say why, and for you not to be told and to ask and continually ask what behaviour caused this, so that you know you can alter your behaviour, because I'm the only one who can alter my behaviour. And there's been no correspondence, well, very little correspondence, and people haven't wanted to tell me or haven't wanted to talk to me. So it's actually been very hurtful. I was knitting one of my projects for this person, so it's, yeah, anyway. It is what it is. And yeah, one of the big realisations I think you come to as an adult is not everyone will like you. And it's not because of you sometimes, it's whatever. Anyway, I don't want to get into the philosophy of stuff. And anyway, uni is going okay. I had 2 tests last week, I think they were last week, and one of them I got 100% and the other one I got 96%. So I'm not too concerned. Of course, they're the 2 subjects that don't have exams. So the subjects that have exams, I feel like I'm behind in. I'm perhaps a couple of weeks behind, and next week's a study vacation, so I can spend most of next week catching up. So I'm looking forward to that, because I've got the 2 subjects I'm totally on top of, and then, yeah, next week. So let's get straight into things, shall we? I might I'll do what I'm working on first. The one I've been working on, which I was knitting as a hug for someone, which I'll probably still send it because that's what I want to do. I've done more unknitting than I have knitting. This is the Typhoon Shawl by Josh Reeks, sort of a knitter from Geometrix Designs. I'm using Leading Men Fibre Arts. This is, the colour is Concealed Elixir, and it's a spotlight base. 400 yards, 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon. So there's that one, and the other one is Stray Cat Knits in the Holy Moly, and that is, I'm dragging my tag out from here, 75% superwash, 25% nylon from 100 grams, 437 yards. Yeah, I've wound a lot of this on. I got to the end of section, almost to the end. I'll show you the shawl as it is at the moment. It's been in timeout now since Monday night, and it's got, it's just one of those threads there. So it is the most gorgeous shawl. As you can see, it sort of goes down in the diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was in section 7, and I was doing this down in Brisbane at my seminar, my workshops, and I didn't read the pattern, or I misread it or something, and for the next section I didn't cast on enough stitches, and I got almost to the end. I know I was at the last set of yarn overs there, so I'd got to there, all the way from around here, and we've got our friend back. We've got new neighbours next door, and they have a dog. They've got 3 dogs. One of their dogs is called Bliss, and she's dug under the fence and keeps coming to visit, which is kind of cute. Hey Bliss, do you want to say hello to people, do you? So there you go. So Ninja gets a little jealous, so it's, yeah, okay. Thanks Bliss. Off you go. Off you go. Off you go. Off you go, Ninja. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, and I hadn't cast on enough stitches. So I was going to have to fudge it at the end, and I didn't realise that I hadn't cast on enough. Okay, Bliss, off you go. Off you go. Off you go. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Did you get your ball? Children and animals. Hey, children and animals. Okay, yes, you are lovely. Yes. Okay. Off you go, Ninja. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Anyway, okay. So I thought I'd made a mistake just recently. I didn't realise I hadn't cast on enough, and I thought, oh, I'll tink back. So I tinked back half a dozen rows where I thought I made a mistake and I hadn't. So I tinked back a few more, and thought no. And then, you know, every so often I'd see, you know, 2 or 3 stripes back, and I'd see something that I thought was probably an error, because it's short rowing, and I thought, oh, perhaps I've done it back here. So I'd go back there, and before I knew it, I had I had three quarters of my knitting unravelled and wound up, and I thought, hey, let's just keep going back. So I kept going back until I got to the very end when I realised that I hadn't cast on enough stitches. So anyway, there is a great big error in it at the moment when I stuffed up yarn overs in the previous section. Where was that? Or was that the one before even? No, that section. So anyway, look, it is what it is. It's sort of been in timeout. I do want to get it finished though, and probably mail it off, because anyway, it is what it is. So yes, there's double things with that, I suppose, as to why it's in timeout. And that is in the bag that the gorgeous Donna gave me. Beautiful little elephants, like Dumbo bag. The second project I've been working on is in a new bag. I discovered this Addicted to Sock Knitting e-zine a couple of months ago. I bought the sock ruler, and it came with a coupon code to download an edition of the e-zine, and it is really fantastic. Addicted to Sock Knitting. You can search for the group on Ravelry. There's also a Facebook group, I think. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, there was a deal going that if you subscribe for 2 years, you got a free project bag, because I can't think of her name at the moment. I think it's Deborah, but I may be wrong. Who does the e-zine, also makes project bags. So subscribe for 2 years and you get a coupon code for a project bag. And I thought, well, if I'm getting a free project bag, I might as well get another one. But this is the first one, which has teacups and saucers all over it, and is lined with red polka dots. So it's really, really cute. I am knitting for my Camp Loopy 3 project, the Elfie tee. So that's the Elfie there. You've probably seen it before. It usually uses 2 colours of yarn, and it gradiates down with striping patterns. So say you do 10 stripes, so that'll be like 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 7 and 3, etc. I mean, it's not that many. Anyway, I'm not going to give you the number because it's a paid for pattern, but that is that. And it's a fingering weight t-shirt. And I ummed and ahed about it because my last fingering weight sweater took forever because it was mainly stockinette back and forth. Sorry about these dogs. They're actually having a good time running around, so good on them. Yeah, there's 2 other dogs next door now. Anyway, so I am using some Camp Loopy yarn for this. I am using the Loopy U Solid series. This colour, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a grey. It's not slate, it might be not pewter. Anyway, it is a grey colour. And then I'm using a gradient. So it goes from pink, which I'm in at the moment, to a darker pink, to a pink and purple, to the light purple, to a purple. So that's how that goes. So I'm using this. So I have counters in there. And this is where I'm at. Sorry, here's me, just all over the place as usual. That's the back and that's the front. I'm very close to actually separating the sleeves. It uses the contiguous sleeve method, which I've never used before and am really enjoying. I am making a slight alteration. You knit a certain number of rows at the end. I'm actually doing some more increases because I've got huge arms to try and accommodate my arms. I should have enough yarn for that. And as you can see, I've done 4 stripes. So I think midway through the next stripe sequence, I will be using, putting in the second colour. So that's a little bit exciting. I'm using a 4mm needle. It says to use a 3.5 or 4mm. I didn't actually swatch because, yeah, I'm like that. But I do like the fabric I'm getting with this. And also my 3.75 was in my shawl. So my plan originally, of course, was it says either a 3.75 or 4mm, whichever fabric you prefer. I looked at patterns on Ravelry, projects on Ravelry, and saw that from my eye there wasn't a lot of difference, and I actually thought I started off and knit a bit and see if I like the drape, and I really like the fabric I'm getting. So that is that one. My only thing at the back is I'm not doing joggler stripes. So at the moment the stripes change at the back there, and they are a bit noticeable. Once I divide the sleeves, I'll probably move the start of the row round to under the arm, because I don't think that would, I don't know what I'll do. Once I get more things, I might just do joggler stripes. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's going to be a few ends to weave in, but hey, I got 3 50-gram balls of the grey, and I've used one of the 50-gram balls, so I'm doing okay. I'll definitely get it finished by the end of the month. I don't know if I mentioned I'm off to Melbourne again this weekend. So it'll be my 3rd trip to Melbourne in 3 months. Some see it as a sign that I should be down there, but I'm not sure at the moment. Anyway, Emmy is doing her final year of school and wants to go to university next year, and probably wants to go to uni in Melbourne, and it's their open day. So Mum is using her frequent flyer points to fly us both down for the weekend, which is lovely. So I'm going to have time on the plane tomorrow, time on the train out to her place to get that done. We're going to the footy on Saturday night, which I'm really looking forward to. I haven't been to a footy game in years now. And it's a Geelong home game, so Mum's one of them. She has some sort of sponsorship package. So we're going to the President's dinner before the game, which sounds very flash, although I have to now find some tights and some closed-in shoes. I can't wear runners, can't wear jeans, anyway, and it will still be a bit chilly in Melbourne. So that's why one of the reasons I was looking for my jumper, so I've got to make some phone calls about that. Anyway, so that is that project, and it's really good because I'm using 2 row counters. I think I mentioned that. So I have the row counter here, which is counting the rows, and I count the rows per section because I'm in section 3 of the sleeve caps. There's the introductory section, then section 1, 2, 3. Even though my section 3 is carrying on from section 2 with the increases at the moment, I will measure it and measure my gauge and measure around my arms and double check how many extras I need to do. I'm only just into that section, and then I'll just divide in about 10 rows. And my other stitch counter, which I did find down here, is counting the number of grey rows, and this time round the section started with grey, and I figured I wasn't going to use the 2 counters, but usually I use the 2 counters. Otherwise I think I'd be getting a little bit lost. I did think of doing up a spreadsheet, but thought that really seemed a bit too much. So yeah, it's a really, I've never done contiguous sleeves before. I've only ever done top-down raglans, so I'm really enjoying it. This is probably a bad move down here with that. Anyway, I was talking about the bags. This is the other bag I got, which is a cute little fox bag, and that is lined with orange polka dots. So again, really good size bags. They're called sock bags. They've got a tab on there which does go through your hand, which is really good. Yeah, really, really lovely bags. If you want any further details, just message me, because as you know, I don't usually get show notes up. So spinning, I have some spinning finish items. I finished my Fat Cat Knits gradient I was spinning. I haven't actually washed it yet. I only got about 280, 290 yards, but it does seem to be quite thin. I chain plied it, so you can see there, it looks like a fingering sport. I haven't washed it, as I say. It's BFL silk, so it might bloom a little bit, but I'm not expecting it to bloom that much. I was hoping for more yardage, I will be honest, so I could do a shawl with it. Here we are, and again, it hasn't been washed. It's got a bit of a twist in it at the moment, which will come out once I wash it and thwack it, but you can see the colours through there. It is, as I said, Fat Cat Knits, Dragonfly is the colourway, and an absolute joy to spin, beautifully prepared. I think I have another skein of Fat Cat Knits upstairs. That will probably go on the wheel sometime soon. The other thing I had on the board for July, because at the start of July I had my goals for the month. I had the bat from Nanny and you, Nanny's Spin On Things, which I got from Bendigo. The burnished bat is what it's called. It was 2 years old. I'm just going to see if I can move this a bit. No, sun's above me. It's just there, so I think unless I go that way, which anyway. You've now got my weed patch. Ooh, lucky people. Let's see how I go if I go here. Here's my lemongrass then. Ooh, I don't really want to move around, that's the trouble. Anyway, I'll stay here. Okay, it's weird lighting. This is what happened. This was spun in about an hour. 100 plus gram bat, and it was very art yarn. It was blended with milk and sparkles. You can kind of see the sparkles in there, and faux cashmere, which is nylon, and all sorts of other stuff. Silk Noil. Originally I was going to 2-ply, but I soon realised there was no way I was going to 2-ply it, and I might as well try for this art yarn stuff that people rave about. So I've got that much. I am going to, when I'm in Melbourne, see if I can find some silk thread to ply it with. So I think that would be, yeah, let's go back around there. I think that would be probably the best way of doing it. And yes, it is on an Aquarius bobbin. I plied my Dragonfly Fibers on my Aquarius bobbin the first time I'd used them. I got them recently, and when I say recently, I ordered them I think back in April, May, and they arrived probably a month or so back. Anyway, so that is that one. Thanks, dogs. Sorry about that movement. Good girl, Bliss. Off you go. Off you go. Ninja, where's the ball? Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Never worked with dogs. So that is that. I really, really, really love it. Cannot recommend it enough. Mimel has 2 3D printers, and these are exceptionally well done. He looked at it and he goes, oh, he must have done ABC, and I'm going, yeah, probably. And yeah, but fantastic, and they clip apart, and you can see what's going on through there. And yeah, plying was an absolute joy. I find on my sharked bobbins, often at the ends, when I'm plying especially, it will jump off and go around the spiky thing through the middle that goes through the bobbin. Yeah, that. And it didn't happen at all when I was plying the Fat Cat knit. So that was that. So then I have my Can Show stuff. If you're not interested in what I entered in the Can Show and my results, that's fine. I don't think there's much else. I'll probably be back in 1 to 2 weeks. I'm off to Melbourne this weekend. A fortnight after that, I'm off to the Gold Coast, no, the Sunshine Coast for residential school for 8 days. That's going to be interesting. I've got to talk to my mum when I'm down in Melbourne because I've got to get down to Noosa. I've got accommodation organised. I'm staying in, one of the other students has a spare room she rents out, so I'm staying there, which probably costs the same as about a backpacker's, but anyway, but I know that I won't be distracted by parties. Not that I would be distracted by parties anyway, but you know what I mean. Often when you stay at backpackers, especially when you're a bit older, it's a different scene. So that will be interesting. So yeah, I should get some stuff done. We have to take along for our residential school for one of our subjects, something that represents you. So I'll be taking along some knitting. So, Can Show. I'll put my phone up there. And that is something that was looking after something else. And that was my things. That's mail that came last week that when I got to my basket. Anyway, I have my basket of goodies here. Okay. I have my head, which I put my hat on. This was, this got a third. This is my camellia leaf hat out of the Highland Handmaids merino bamboo worsted. It is really gorgeous and I absolutely adore it. And it's about to go to a friend who's been going through chemotherapy. So that is that one. It's really, I've got everything, that was just piled on top because it was there. I can show you my trophy. I got the Award for Excellence. This is the Replica Trophy, but it's on a marble base, so it's actually quite solid. And I get the crystal bowl, which I can bring home for the year, which I've chosen not to do, but I will probably try and take a photo of something in the bowl at some stage when I'm back at Fibre Crafters. So that is that. Spinning. With your spinning, see the dogs next door now don't want Bliss to go home. With your spinning, you present your skein. This was attached to the board. You have to present a board with it, and you have to knit a swatch. So this was hand spun yarn blended fibre. It got first prize. There is the swatch. It is skein, and it's a merino silk, and it was the Briar Rose Callaway. And I don't think it's my best spinning ever, but obviously the person judging it thought it was pretty good. I preferred my other entry, which was this one, which again was the bump, the bat, Merino Tussar Silk Gradient from a Centre Pull Bump. There you go, that's a sample. I have to put a sample in there, so that was the fibre. That's the yarn, and again that is the sample knit up. So this, I already have a pattern chosen out for it. It being a gradient, I wanted to do something that would showcase that. This is more a DK, and I have a DK like a boomerang shawl, but it's got the lace edging. I can't remember the pattern name, but I will be knitting that up sometime soon. The yarn I entered in the, what's the other category? This does have a tag somewhere, but I don't know where. This is in the single fibre category. This was the Leading Men Fibre Arts. It is the ZK Callaway from last year, you betcha. And I fractal spun it. You can see there in my swatch it's starting to show the fractal spinning. I think I've got about 250 yards in this. I'm hoping to knit a toy or two out of it because I really think it's such a fun, there we are, a fun fibre, a fun yarn to do that with. It's not very well spun at all. The plying, it was not very well plied. It's spun nicely, but the plying was a bit over the everywhere. That was done when I was in the midst of a crisis, so I entered it because I said I was entering two things and thought, what the heck. This I showed on the bobbins, I think, last 2 podcasts ago. This is the a natural fibre. This was the Superwash Merino from Into the World in the What's This colourway. And anyone in Australia who has seen Black Comedy, yeah, we add things over the end of it. So what's this then? Anyway, so that is that. Love it. Really, really loved it. Again, fractally spun. And the swatch there shows, it's hard in the light. The lighting's pretty, it's not bad. It shows how that comes through. And again, probably will become either a toy or a hat. I think it'd be a nice, bright, funky hat. So I might do a hat out of that. I'm not sure. So that was first. The other one was second. You know, I entered my spinning first and second. In the dyeing, I had this one at home, which was solid dyed, trickle dyed, then sprinkled with dye powder. So there was that one, which got first prize. Someone else got second prize, which I was pretty pleased for them. And this one got the third prize, which was the Winter Rainbow colourway. You had to do it in the last 12 months, and I knew that I'd done these probably about 11 months ago, so I was able to enter them. I did do some dyeing for the show, which was this one here. This is the merino silk base that I used to have in Dragonfly Fibers. You can see the glare from the silk coming off from the sun. Didn't get a place, but I'm glad I was able to enter it because one of the categories is something created from a previously judged article, and I will be able to use this either for some mitts or for I was thinking of doing mitts with it, or a hat for next year's show. So that's one of the reasons I really wanted to do that. This then is my Age of Brass and Steam Shawlette, and that was done from a skein, the same composition last year. So this got first prize in the previously constructed. I got a highly commended for my Tinton Abbey socks. I didn't have them on blockers, and I think if I had them on blockers, I would have got a lot better. The judge's notes showed that she said, for instance, do a more even cast off at the top, bind off at the top. So that's something I need to look at when I'm doing tie-up socks. It's great to get that sort of feedback, but I'll be able to wear these in Melbourne, and they're super, super soft and squishy, so I'm really pleased with that. Second place came from my kitten poker socks, which are going down to my mum in Melbourne this weekend. That's a really, really, really good pattern. Really loved it. That was in the Other Techniques single effort handcrafted article or garment, knitted or crocheted from any yarn. So that was that, and I was able to put those on blockers, which is probably why they did so well. Excuse me, Ninja, come on. This was my cowl that got first place in the handcrafted article or garment 3 techniques. And I know there were 2 other entries because they got second and third. I'm embarrassed at this one. I love it. It's a Sunday afternoon cowl by Kristen from Skein, which has a really, really nice texture on it. The spinning was really haphazard. It came out quite thick and bulky, which is what I was after. And I didn't know if I'd have enough, but I did. But I got partway through and realised that it was twisted and thought, yeah, I didn't have time to undo it and start again because it was an hour's knitting and I was on a deadline. So, hey, it's hard to tell when I've got the tags around it, but again, I'll be taking this to Melbourne because it does actually sit quite nicely. The judge seemed to think it was nice. Not a Mobius, but a twisted one. I entered my kitten Demon Enough for her shawl, and the comment was that it hadn't been blocked. It had been blocked, but I'd had it in my handbag and I hadn't reblocked it. And one of the reasons I entered it was to show it, to show people. And when I was at Fibre Crafters last week picking them up, the ladies were just oohing and ahhing over it. They were just amazed because it was such fine yarn and such fine needles and all that lace. And I'm like, yeah, it's fingering weight. It's not lace weight. But still, so that is that. So I'm glad I've got this. I will be wearing this in Melbourne this weekend. And then my first prize was my low tide cardigan. And it meant that doing it was all worth it. You can see the buttons on the top there I got from Ginny's in Rochester last year at the ZK, and I got them especially for this. It doesn't quite fit me at the moment because I have found a lot of weight. I'm not sure if I will keep it for me. I had a doctor's appointment earlier in the week, and we discovered that I've managed to find 10 kilos over the last year, which is not good. And I need to do something about that. And as we said, I know exactly what I've got to do. It's just getting in the mindset to do it. So I think that's something I've been thinking about. I've been talking about with Mimel. He's on nights this week, so we don't have a lot of time to talk with each other. But yeah, something we are contemplating. This is, out of Woolmizer Pure. It's just gorgeous when it's actually blocked. When you knit with it, it feels like cotton. And it's sort of that, but when it's blocked, it is just stunning. It's the Aquarius Callaway. I remember this because I was showing it week after week after week last year when I'd finally do some on it. And then finally this year, when I was looking for some mindless knitting, stockinette was what I needed. I made it a bit longer than called for, believe it or not, and love it. And I'm really glad because it got first prize and lots of lovely comments. So that's that. There were my samples from the fibre samples. I had them in the bottom of my basket. From Leading Men Fibre Arts, and again from Skein. And so I got my sash. Yay, award for excellence. So that is Show Champion, and I think I'm just blown away by it. There are some very talented ladies up here, but I suppose I entered things in different categories. My view of the show, or the, I suppose, state fair as you call it, or county fair it would be up here, is that you show things so that other people see what's possible, and I did that. So there we go. Here are my other certificates down here. There we go, that was that dyeing, my third, my second in spinning, and my Show Champion certificate. So yeah, so it's pretty amazing. I see it as being pretty amazing, pretty strange that I did so well. Anyway, so that's that. I think that's probably about it for this week. I'm not sure when I'm going to record next. If I get something finished by next week, I'll probably record. If not, I'll probably wait for the following week. Once again, I'm off to Melbourne for the weekend, but it's not like I have any money to spend, so I'm not going to be coming back and showing lots of things. I do have some stuff coming from my leftovers from Bendigo, which is my, put this back in the basket now. From Bendigo, I have my Gin and Tonic yarns, my Rainbow Gradient. So when that comes, I will definitely be showing that. And I did succumb. There were 2 colourways that I didn't get at the show that I really wanted. One of them I have ordered in a DK weight, which is coming as well. And that's because I was telling Mimel and I was showing him the photos, and he goes, "Why did you just order it when it comes? I'll let you do that." And I said, "You don't need to give me permission to order things." And we laughed about it. So it's that sort of, it's quite tricky at the moment. I've got some dogs to sort out, so I'm going to get going. Sorry about the lighting, sorry about the dogs. I'm trying to think. My backyard at the moment needs a jolly good mow. You can see my sweet potatoes down there. They're the new neighbours in that house there. We're getting new neighbours everywhere. If I was very self-absorbed, I'd probably say it was all about me, but it's not. It's just that people are moving at the moment. So I hope everyone else has had a good week. Once again, thank you for the lovely messages and comments on Ravelry. I don't often get a chance to reply to them. Yeah. And the likes on Instagram and things like that. So until next time, I'm going to say, Uru, cheers, bye.